Yeah. Yeah, well, it was, I just kind of, I did a lot of relaxing, to be honest, a lot of doing nothing, which was nice because you kind of, you're in, uni or at drama school, and it's kind of, you're busy every day for the guts of a year, and then it was nice to be home for 4 weeks and just know that I could chill out for a while and just kind of watch TV and eat food. But yeah, I did some stuff as well. I did a bit of work. I like own a company back home for like youth theatre. It's like it's just like voluntary, so it's like so like it's like local kids from like all around Northern Ireland who like want to do things in the arts and theatre, and we take them in and we like train them in things and do shows with them. So I direct for that company back home. Yeah, it's been weird being back. So it has. I straight back into kind of GSA is where I study the acting skill, and it's been strange just coming straight back into that. And I work as well at the weekends, so I have a job in the town of Guildford. It's a suit company called Austin Reed. So they like sell like fancy clothes and suits to people. Yeah, it's pretty expensive. I can't really afford it myself. Do you work anywhere? Yeah, it's a bit of money. That's kind of the main thing. I don't really, I don't do it because I love suits. I do it just to make a bit of extra money on the weekends. So it's not bad. Yeah, it's kind of strange being away from home, I suppose. I suppose you have the same thing, really. Well, yeah, I find when I'm like Skyping with friends back home, that I always find out something that's happening in the news or the world because they always talk about it, and I realise that I'm kind of in my own little bubble here at university, and I never, because I don't have a TV in uni or I don't really read newspaper that much, like I find that I'm kind of out of sync with the rest of the world. Well, the one thing I do kind of follow though is the election, because I'm quite interested in politics. Like, would you follow any of the election? Yeah, it is quite confusing. There's like, my stance on it is kind of, I support kind of like the Green Party and then Labour a bit as well, but I'll be voting for the Green Party. The Green Party is like an environmental party. That's like just one of their policies, but it's kind of a main point they have. So they have a big belief in looking after the environment, using like clean energy, but they're also very supportive of the European Union, and for me it's I suppose at the minute it's the Conservative government, and the reason I don't really like the kind of Conservative policies is because it's quite based on austerity. Like austerity is like living in difficult times. So it's like this belief that we have to, because we're in debt internationally, we have to make cuts and make people unemployed and cut funding to the arts and cut funding to the health service. And I think what that leads to is just society just breaks up, and we just don't really have support for the people who need it the most. so the rich stay rich, and then the people who don't have the money struggle, and I don't really agree with that. And I think there's other ways to go around, you know, cutting the economic deficit. Yeah, it's quite tough. I think I understand a lot of people's viewpoints from different parties, and I don't really believe in one particular. I don't think one particular party is perfect at all. I think every party has got one bit right, but I think that for me, the Green Party tick most of the boxes, a lot more of the boxes than anybody else, and because of that, that's why I'd probably vote for them. Really, yeah. Do you have many elections back in China? That's a stupid question, but do you how often would that happen, or who do you what are your kind of views on that? Yeah, because as shameful as it sounds, I actually, for somebody who's quite interested in the kind of politics in the world, I actually really don't know much at all about China or the history of kind of. Would I be right in saying that there's you're kind of getting more and more towards democracy? Before university, but I don't really have any time now, to be honest with you. The only thing I can really read now are plays, books about acting, and that's why I said earlier, it's you're in a little bubble, so it's strange. But yeah, I kind of miss just reading a good novel. Would you read in English, or do you read Chinese? It's Mandarin you speak, isn't it? Yeah. So would you read in Mandarin then, or in English? Yeah, that is fair play. I can't really imagine myself trying to learn Mandarin from scratch, so I commend you for learning English, and you've got pretty good English. That's quite incredible. Do you have any interests in? Yeah, well, I play a little bit of sport, not very seriously, but just quite recreationally. I'm a big fan of football, so I play six-a-side football once a week. We're not very good though, my team. We get beat basically every week. But it's a good laugh and we enjoy it, just to play a bit of football. How about yourself? Do you play any sport? Yeah. No, I'm the same. Don't take it very seriously, just for a bit of a laugh. So yeah. Yeah, and it's quite strange. I came straight from school, so it's quite bizarre to go from kind of one learning environment to a very different one. It's a very different way of learning. I think it suits me more though. It's a very hands-on kind of more doing as opposed to thinking approach. That suits me because I don't like to think very much. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I do miss my friends from back home, and it's nice because I've met loads of great people over here at GSA. There's lots of great friends. They all find my accent quite funny. It's like they find it quite interesting that I'm from Ireland. So yeah, I don't really know why, to be honest. They all find it quite funny that I talk so differently. Because they all have their typical accents, so they're also used to hearing. But you don't really hear my accent very much on TV or elsewhere. So when I came over here and I say everything quite differently, so they all, we're in speech and accent class, and they're all saying, how now, brown cow, and I say, hi now, brown cow. So I've got a very different way of saying like vowel sounds, and so they all kind of find it quite funny how I speak. And they'll try and imitate me, but they're awful at doing my accent. I can't do it at all. I'm sure people are the same with your accent. Do you find that people don't understand what you're saying sometimes?